Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. This is Jennifer. So guys, I have continued working on some Christmas crafts, but I am also trying to get all of those quilts bound for Linus. I did bind 6 of them, and I think instead of giving you a full rundown of each quilt, I'm just gonna change my backdrop and let you know who made each one. So this particular quilt was made by Susan. Every quilt that I quilted was a meander because I wanted to get as many done as I could for this month, because December is always kind of a low intake month. These are all made by other people, and like I said, I will just change them out and let you know who they are, but I'm going to talk about other stuff while I go. I did not end up making another little Christmas tree, even though I really want to. I'm hoping I have time soon, but I'm about to start making Christmas candy, which is a thing that I do every year. I've done it since I was in my early 20s, and it's a tradition. My daughter does it now. We give a lot of it away. We give most of it away, to be honest, and then that takes a lot of my crafting time, so that's probably going to be a lot of what I'm doing starting tomorrow through probably next week, because we've got some people to share some candy with. I did get to see my amazing and wonderful friend Janice last week. We did a little early gift exchange. I gave her one of the lamps that I made using my Cricut, and I will show you here. I gave her 2 different little acrylic plates to put in it, and one of them is kind of a joke between the 2 of us, and the other one is a very more traditional. She loves birds, so she got a hummingbird, and she got a very beery Christmas. So she loved it, and I loved giving it to her, and that was really fun. And she gave me a Calamity Ware Christmas tea towel. So we've got like gingerbread men that are being chased by aliens, and we have robots with candy canes, and there are frogs, just all kinds of crazy stuff in this. So this will go into my kitchen, which interestingly, my kitchen is red. I mean, like the cabinets are red. So all of my towels that I like the best are red. So, but I do love my Christmas towels. So thank you, Janice. Quick set change. Both of these came from Crystal. So the next craft you guys might have seen on my social media, I was telling my son how when I was a kid, we had this bow maker, and I would make just tons of bows for our Christmas gifts, and I mean birthday gifts, whatever, just tons of bows. And so it got me thinking, like, I loved that thing. I wonder if I can still get one. Well, I looked it up, and they're not made anymore, but I managed to find one that was vintage to the era of the version I had, and it's the same exact one that I had. So it's called a Pixie Bow Maker, and this is a very early 1980s box. The instructions are actually pretty fantastic. I'm not going to show them all to you, but I'll show a little bit. Very old school instructions. Now you'd probably just get a QR code and a link to a video, but we've got step-by-step black and white instructions. This is the Pixie Bow Maker, and I'm going to go ahead and insert a little video here of me making a bow because I want you to see how cool this thing is. Basically, you take the little pin and you place it in the post, put the ribbon down, and then you just punch and turn and punch and turn, and the instructions tells you approximately how many loops you want, and when you get to the point where you are happy with the size of your bow, or you run out of ribbon, which happened to me a couple times, you pop it off and you're done. So I've made a number of these. The ribbon that works best is anything you can pop. You have to be able to pop this little guy through. So you really want gift wrap ribbon, because fabric ribbon, grosgrain ribbon, that kind of thing, the weave is too tight for you to get the little, to get that little point through. I had inherited a lot of ribbon from my husband's mom, and then I went to Austin Creative Reuse and I found more ribbon. Also, the day after I got my bow maker, I went to Austin Creative Reuse to make a donation. I went inside and looked for some stuff, and I went to look for ribbon because I thought, I just got this bow maker, some ribbon would be great. So while I'm digging through this bin of ribbon, all the spools are like a quarter, and it's like, you know, unless marked otherwise, it's a quarter. I found a refill package of the bow pins for a quarter. I sent a text to Jules because I was really excited, and I also screen capped what those go for on eBay because they're about $25 a package. I had already ordered some aftermarket replacements, and they actually look like this. These are 3D printed, so I ordered some of these, and from what I've read from all the comments is basically just be careful because they're 3D printed, so they're a little more brittle. But you know, guys, I've had so much fun making bows, so let's show you some bows. This is the first one I made, and then this one I used 2 different ribbons on. I had a short length of this I had already cut, so I put that on first. I made 2 different ones out of this ribbon. You can tell this one is a little more compact because I made the loops a little bit shorter. It's a very traditional bow that I made out of a spool of ribbon that I got for 25 cents at Austin Creative Reuse. This is made from that velvet ribbon that has that sort of satiny on the other side, and this is actually like gift ribbon, so it worked really well. I was afraid it wouldn't split the velvet, but it had no problem doing that. I was getting a little bolder and trying multiple colors, so this is a wired ribbon on the bottom with an organza ribbon on top. I really like this one. The last one is my biggest one. This one is also a wired ribbon, so it's very sturdy. And honestly, as soon as I finish recording, I'm going to take these down and put them on the packages that I put aside for them because I was just saving them to show you guys today. These next 2 quilts are by Kathy K, and this one is from our own Sarah in Houston. That's the most of what I have to share today. I have been assisting my son in making a few gifts, which I'm not going to show you guys. He is just as interested in the Cricut as I am, and we've done a few things together. It's mostly him, his ideas, his execution. I'm just helping sort of with the software and the setup, and then we're good to go. I honestly think if I just left him to it, he would be fine, but it's just way too much fun to get to do it with him. Yeah, so I do have one thing to tell you guys that I feel like is very important and that you're going to be interested in. Let's have a set change because I have one more quilt and then we'll do that. This last quilt, also by Susan. So let me give you a brief history of my right foot. I had, we'll call it a break in 2016 that was basically a bone spur, multiple bone spurs breaking off in my right foot. I had a joint replacement surgery, which later turned out I should have never had. Very long story there. Ended up from 2016 to 2020 being partially impaired, really struggling to walk, having a lot of discomfort and swelling and really impacting my life. And it's something I used to talk about a lot here about how I'd work a little bit and then elevate, work a little bit and then elevate. 2020 in September, I had that joint replacement removed and my toe bones fused. So it's my big toe on my right foot. So I have all this scaffolding in my foot. I have this giant piece of titanium and all of these screws that held it all together after my surgery. Fast forward to last summer when I stepped in a hole and turned my ankle and it cracked the bone right in the center of that foot. The reason that happened is that I have a giant piece of titanium on the toe next to it. So imagine if you have a metal rod in one hand and a pencil in the other and you try to bend both of them, the pencil's going to break. So that's basically what happened. So I need to have that scaffolding removed. I knew in 2020 that I would need to have it removed at some point, but it just didn't seem that urgent and until I broke my foot. And so I am going to be having that done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. This is a very minor surgery by comparison to my last one. If you guys were around in 2020, you probably remember that I was non-weight bearing for 6 months. I was on crutches and a scooter and I was in bed for like a month and it was just, yeah, it was a lot. But this is going to be very minor compared to that. No crutches, no scooter. Quicker turnaround, just taking it easy for a couple weeks. And I wish I could tell you that's the only surgery that I need, but it is not. If this is my foot joint, then this joint is the top joint that you have. You only have 2 in your toe, right? So I'm missing one. That one is fused. It's solid. That toe doesn't bend, but you have that one little joint there. That joint, because of all the damage to my foot, has gotten pushed sideways and it's pushing into my middle toe, which part of the story is that I had nerve damage during that first surgery that I had in 2016. I cannot feel that middle toe. It has no feeling whatsoever. And because that's encroaching, it can cut the blood supply off and bad things can happen to body parts that lose blood supplies. So I need to get this toe straightened. So scaffolding removed next 2 to 3 weeks and then heal completely from that and then I will have that toe straightened. And believe it or not, that is even less invasive than the scaffolding removal, which is also minimally invasive. So I just want to let you guys know that my crafting was going to probably change a little bit. I won't be doing any long room quilting during that time because I'm not going to be able to stand and, you know, you can't stand if you've just had foot surgery. I mean, I'll be able to walk, but I won't be able to just stand because it'll cause swelling and stuff like that. But I feel remarkably chill about this. It will actually improve my quality of life. Not only will it help me avoid future breaks in that foot for that reason, but I have metal right under my skin, which makes it impossible for me to wear anything but the most comfortable shoes. So that should give me the opportunity to wear maybe some cute shoes and possibly even sandals, which I can't wear. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that that is kind of my Christmas gift to myself. I will keep you updated. I'm feeling really good about it, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so guys, that is it for real. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a very crafty week. I would love to see your videos, and I will see you next week. Bye.